Ever wish you could walk on stage and play like a pro every single time? After helping over 2,000 musicians at all levels, I've discovered one shockingly simple habit that gets people playing their best when it really counts. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to use this habit to perform like a pro at your very next performance and every performance after. But before I figured this out, my own performances were a total mess. I remember standing on stage disgusted with how tentative my playing was, cringing at mistake after mistake. And I'd regularly beat myself up afterwards, ashamed that I'd let down my bandmates so badly. Then I realised what was going on. Everything hinged on the start. If I began well, the whole performance usually followed. But if I got off on the wrong foot, then it was almost impossible to recover. How did I fix this? I simply stopped playing. You see, I'd missed the fact that the few seconds right before you start to play are by far the most valuable ones. When you deliberately stop for a few seconds and use that window to get into the right physical and mental state, then performing becomes so much easier. You'll feel completely in control and full of confidence. The notes will just come out effortlessly, exactly the way you want them to. Elite athletes do this every time. Watch tennis players or golfers. They always pause to get themselves ready. Ever noticed how Nadal bounces the ball the same way before every serve? That's when he's going through his routine and locking in the right mental state. And the pros in music do it too. People who rush in without pausing to collect themselves are, frankly, rank amateurs. So what's the fix? Don't leave it to chance. Use a proven pre-performance routine to help you play your best every time. And a good routine does three things. It shifts you into creative mode where you express yourself freely. It calms your nerves so you play fearlessly. And it focuses you on your intentions for the performance to make sure you deliver on the things that really matter. Trying to do this while you're already playing is almost impossible. The only practical way is to lock it in before you start. Now, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just copy a routine that works. I'll show you the centering routine, trusted by elite athletes and adapted for top musicians by legendary coach Don Green. My own performances improved massively when I started centering, and I've taught it to over 2,000 of my students, like Sarah. She used to lose sleep before gigs, but when she played the biggest, scariest gig of her career, centering transformed things for her. She said, "I centered myself and took on a totally different attitude. I felt ready to perform." And she smashed it, played her best, enjoyed it more than ever, and even got invited back. So here's how you can master centering and unlock your best performances every single time. There are 7 simple steps, and to make it even easier, I've got a free guided audio you can use to follow along. Grab that at the link below. Let's start with step 1. Ever find your mind racing just before you play? That's often because your eyes are darting around, making you feel scattered and anxious. Here's what the pros do. Before anything else, they control their focus, starting with their eyes. Picture a tennis player locking onto a spot before serving. So step 1 of centering is to pick a focal point. Choose something fixed, just below eye level and close to you, maybe your sheet music or a spot on your instrument. Keep your gaze there throughout the next steps. This simple action keeps your mind calm and focused and sets you up for a great performance. Let's move on to step 2. Ever started playing and felt like you're just winging it, hoping it all comes together? That's what happens when you don't set a clear intention. Instead, the pros decide on one big thing they want to nail before they start to play, like locking in with the groove or really focusing on dynamics. When you do this, your brain is primed for success. It's like programming your internal autopilot. So, step 2 of centering is to set a clear intention. Just pick the one big thing you're aiming for with this performance and repeat it in your mind. Not 5, not 3, just 1. You'll be tempted to choose lots of supposedly vital things. Don't. If you try to do too much, you'll do none of it well. And always phrase these intentions positively. So lock in with the groove, not don't lose the rhythm. This single step keeps you sharp and gives your performance direction from the very first note. Next up is step 3. Ever feel your heart pounding or your mind spinning just before you play? That's your body in panic mode, and it can hijack your performance unless you know how to reset it. Before the pros start to play, they take deliberate breaths to calm any nerves and get laser focused. It's like hitting the reset button on your mind and body. So step 3 of centering is to breathe mindfully. Take a calm breath in, then breathe out even more slowly. Pay attention to the physical sensations as you do this. Don't just go through the motions. You don't need a massive breath, but it does want to go all the way down to your belly rather than getting stuck at the top of your chest. To start with, you might need to take several of these breaths to settle, and that's totally fine. It's worth spending as long as you need on this. But with practice, you'll find just 1 or 2 breaths are enough. Here's how it looks. This simple step calms your nerves, stops overthinking, and gets you present, ready for your best performance. Let's move on to step 4. Ever noticed your hands get stiff or your shoulders tense up right before you play? That's a common response to pressure, and it can ruin your performance, if you let it. Here's what the pros do. Before they play, they scan their body for tension and let it go, so their movements stay smooth and effortless. So step 4 of centering is to relax your muscles. Quickly scan through your body, shoulders, arms, hands, jaw, even your legs, and deliberately relax each muscle group. As you get used to this, you'll learn which areas tense up for you, and you can go straight there next time. This simple reset keeps you loose, fluid, and ready to play your best. Now you're ready for step 5. We're going to use a trick borrowed from martial arts. This simple move helps you get out of your head and into a creative, instinctive state, so you can play with freedom and confidence. Step 5 of centering is to find your center. Take a couple of fingers and place them just below your belly button. Press in gently and focus on that spot deep inside your body at that height. That's your center. Now, imagine your weight sinking down through that point, like dropping anchor in choppy water. This instantly grounds you, balances you, and gets you ready to perform at your best. On to step 6. Ever mess up the start of a piece because your mind races ahead to all the difficult or key moments later on? That's really common. It's human nature to anticipate the challenges to come. But you need to be totally in the here and now. Here's the fix the pros use. Step 6 of centering is to repeat your process cue. Now, a process cue is a simple reminder, like a word, a phrase, or even a feeling that helps you focus on how you're going to play right now. It's like giving your mind a handrail to hold onto in those first few notes. For example, loose arms or smooth bowing, or just tune into what it feels like when your arms are loose or your bowing is smooth. The key is to pick something you can control. Smooth bowing is a process you can do. Beautiful sound is an outcome that you can't guarantee. And don't overthink it. Those simple reminders your teacher always gives you, like relax your shoulders, are often the best process cues. The very fact that they're simple and obvious is what makes them so powerful. On to the final step now. Ever feel that last second hesitation, even when you've done all the prep work? We're going to prevent this by creating a clear moment where you flip the switch into performance mode. So step 7 is to direct your energy. Here's how. Feel the excitement and focus in your body. Gather it at your center, just below your belly button. Move it up to your head and then shoot it out from behind your eyes like a beam of energy toward that focal point you chose back in step 1. This is a favorite for many of my Unlock Your Performance students. But if you struggle with this step, and I do myself, then just say, let's go to yourself. The important part is that you mark the specific moment where you're ready to perform. This is what allows you to be bold and go for it with conviction. So now you've done all 7 steps. Pick a focal point, set a clear intention, breathe mindfully, relax your muscles, find your center, repeat your process cue, and direct your energy. With these steps, you've calmed your mind and body and put yourself in the best possible state to play your best. There's nothing left but to go ahead and hit the first notes. And if you want to actually feel this change, don't just watch. Grab the free guided audio that walks you through every step and try it now. The link's below. Now, it would be easy to think that just knowing the steps is enough, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Think about driving a car. You can easily understand what the steering wheel and the pedals do, so you'd probably get the car moving and steer a bit on your first try. But would you take your driving test after just one lesson? Of course not. Everyone knows you need practice before you can drive smoothly and safely, especially when the pressure's on. It's exactly the same with centering. It's a skill. At first, it might feel clunky and take a few minutes, but with regular practice, you'll get it down to just 10 or 20 seconds, smooth, automatic, and reliable, even under pressure. And it's not just about speed. The more you practice, the more powerful the effect on your playing. You'll go from jerky, dangerous progress to effortless, fast journeys that get you exactly where you want to go. As Volley, one of my students, said, you just do it every day in your practice routine, and then it works. It's so easy, you've just got to do it. So make centering a regular part of your practice, not just something you pull out at the gig and hope for the best. Ultimately, you'll get to the point where the steps flow easily and automatically, even when the pressure is on. That's how you'll perform at your very best every time. Now, the biggest problem I hear from my Unlock Your Performance students isn't that centering doesn't work. It's that they failed to use it. It's the classic scenario. You step on stage, nerves kick in, good intentions vanish from your mind, and you find yourself halfway through the gig before you realise you forgot to center. So here's a simple fix. Top performers don't just know the steps, they plan ahead so they actually use them. Here's how. First, think ahead to your next performance. Pick the exact moment and place where you'll center yourself. Then, visualize yourself doing it. Imagine yourself in that situation, calmly going through all 7 steps. And do this several times. Your action step for today is just to practice centering for the first time. Don't worry about doing it perfectly or quickly. This is just your first repetition of many. To make it easy, I've put together a free guided audio to walk you through every step. Grab it at the link below. Now, centering gives you the tools to play your best on the day, but your best is limited by the skills that you bring to the table. So check out this video next, where I share the 20 lessons that massively leveled up my playing and that I wish I'd learned years earlier.